Hello everyone and welcome back to another TSW2 video. I know I haven't done one of these in a little while now, but we're going to be getting back into it with the Quarry line Quandary scenario. Basically in this scenario we're getting rerouted onto I think the slow line, where Gatwick Express train going into Victoria, and we're going to experience some congestion along the line. Before we get into the video, I'm going to ask all of you to hit the like button and subscribe buttons if you haven't already, and if you enjoyed the video. And check out the Discord server in the link in the description, and if you would like to support me even further, consider becoming a channel member. Also with the link in the description or by clicking the blue join button below. Let's get into the video. Okay, so we are loading up the scenario right now, Quarry line Quandary. And let's see what DTG has in store for us. Very interested in seeing how this scenario plays out. Haven't done a scenario really since yesterday. I tried out the fast lane scenario, but it was kind of broken. I was 8 hours late to, I believe, East Croydon. Pretty weird. Welcome to London Victoria. As the Quarry lines are closed today, we'll drive along the main line with everyone else and hope we don't run into too much traffic. Sounds like a plan. This is a wild gap. Okay, let's close that. Sit down. Turn on the train. Let's get them doors open. Headlights stay running. Off. Huh. Seems like the headlights are off. Hey, let's turn the AC on. Vents. Notice board light. Open the window. Let's get the AWS and all of that fun stuff on. Open that window. Sit back down. Acknowledge. And we should be good. Got about a minute and a half to set up the rest of the train. Alright, headlights are now on. Gatwick Airport. And it looks like we're driving an 8-car 387 unit. Let's see if we could get a nice little screenshot here. You know, one thing that is pretty disappointing about the Gatwick platforms at Victoria is they did not include any of the advertising that Gatwick Express has here on the platform. There's a whole bunch of advertising on the platform showing that it is the GX platform. So it's a bummer that they didn't include that, but other than that, I do like how Victoria looks. Here we have a 377 unit pulling in. Let's come over here to platform number 8. Oh, wow. Okay, so I guess we can't go to platform number 8. Pretty weird. Alright, let's focus on our train then. Was gonna take a look at the memorial to the unknown soldier, but won't let us get to platform number 8. Proceed as signals indicate. You know, I would have loved to see the GSMC radio working, or GSMR. They have it working on the 313 to an extent where you could contact the signaler. I would just like to see it, like, you know, be able to turn on or whatever. Add a little more, I guess, detail to the cab. But let's get them doors closed. Apply some power. And we should be good. Next stop is Gatwick Airport. Scheduled to arrive there in about a half hour. So we can just sit back, relax, and drive. Oh, it's raining. Okay, let's get these wipers on then. It's not too bad, you know. Should be able to keep this window open without too much of an issue. Got a couple of southern services here coming into Victoria. I really like the number of services on this route. I can't stress it enough, you know. The busiest route we've had in TSW. I really wish other routes were as busy as this one, you know. There are some routes that could use like an upscaling in how busy they are, you know. Habstract Munich to Augsburg, we're missing a lot of the S-Bahn services. La de Boar, we're missing practically everything. There's a lot of routes that could get this type of rush hour feeling that were previously released for TSW. And I am working on that video I was talking about, the potential of certain routes. I'm calling it unfinished add-ons. Took that suggestion from the comment section of one of my community polls. But yeah, I will be calling it unfinished add-ons, and the first video will be on LIRR. Have a lot of stuff to talk about with that route, you know, including extra rolling stock, upgrades to the current rolling stock that's featured on the route, and more, like an upgraded timetable, extensions, and all that fun stuff. So be on the lookout for that video, and if you aren't interested in LIRR or anything like that, you know, just know that I have other videos planned after that for other routes. You know, I might do one for Habstract Rheinruhr, Rheinruhr Austin, or maybe some British routes like Southeastern High Speed and stuff like that. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I have a lot of fun stuff coming to the channel. I know I've been kind of absent from posting in the past week or so, and I have been focusing mostly on script writing for future videos so I can have all of that done in advance. And I've been focusing on finally getting the Minecraft series started with the Minecraft New York City Subway, which I actually will be uploading on my second channel, Mystic Transit, and the link to that will be down in the description below. I hosted a poll on YouTube asking whether or not I should upload it on the second channel, and it was the overwhelming majority that voted for the second channel to receive those videos. And you know, I think it will fit on the second channel a bit better than the main channel, being that it is a focused type of video, you know, mainly on the New York City Subway, whereas on this channel I guess I'm really like considered a simulation gamer to all of you. And I kind of hope that it wouldn't stay like that on this channel, but that's what it seems like. So I will be doing the Minecraft series on the other channel. Talking about the other channel, I just recently posted my, I believe it was the 13th video in my least used station series. It's the F train at Bay Parkway, so definitely go check that out if you're interested. A lot of interesting information that I had for all of you in that video, talking about the Culver line and basically the elevated lines that ran to Coney Island. Pretty interesting, so definitely go take a look at that if you are interested. We should be coming up to Clapham Junction here. Looks like we're joining the Southwest Main Line here, coming out of Waterloo and Victoria. And we have a 60 limit, so I'm just going to slowly accelerate up to that. There we go. And we'll be coming through Clapham any moment now. Here we have this this billboard here. In real life, I believe this billboard is an advertisement for the Gatwick Airport. I believe it's an advertisement for the Boeing 737. But here it says, "Make today so awesome. Yes, you're awesome. Yesterday gets jealous." Pretty creative from DTG, you know, considering that they probably couldn't put the actual advertising that is there. You know, it's a nice replacement. But here we are, coming through Clapham. Now coming up on a southern service here. Looks like a slow service. Probably going down to Purley or Selhurst. Talking about Selhurst, that was my previous video. I've gotten back into doing regular just cab ride videos, you know. I'm starting to think that those will be good placeholder videos for like the times that I'm not really uploading too consistently or whatever. You know, throw in some cab ride videos to kind of give you some content to hold you over into the next big video. Because believe it or not, I'm making so many of these videos where I'm talking the whole way driving. It's kind of tiring to do, because it's a lot. I gotta focus on driving, gotta focus on the safety systems and all of that, and then I gotta focus on actually talking. You know, basically I multitask for these videos, and I don't really have an issue with multitasking, but this is pretty difficult, to say the least. Let's turn that display off. Coming up on a 70 limit right here. Wonder what station this is. Let's get a nice outside shot of the train passing through the station. Looks like Wandsworth Common. Oh, Southern Service. Really like the amount of racing you kind of get on this route, you know, just racing other types of trains. I really enjoy operating the slow services, and with those services you kind of get a lot of those racing moments, you know, departing from a station and an express train comes up on your right. You know, obviously you're going to lose the race because you are the local service, but it is pretty fun to race those trains. And it's just fun to see all of the different types of train traffic along the route, you know. Seeing a Gatwick express train fly through the station while you're operating a slower southern service, it's nice. It's a nice change. So I assume we're going to start getting some adverse signals coming up soon, since we are being redirected via the slow lines. So I'm trying to keep my eye out for any yellow or possibly red signals ahead. Now, some of you may be wondering where the points of interest video is for the Brighton Mainline, and I am still working on that. I'm in the recording phase of that project. I've already finished the whole script, and basically just recording the voiceover for all of it. I've gotten a bit of the footage that I needed along the route, you know, of like maybe the Battersea Power Station, Alls Valley Viaduct, and points like that. I have all of the footage of all of that. I just need to record the actual voiceover, which is a pretty hefty task. I believe I wrote maybe 13 to 14 pages of a script, much more than I've ever done before. Usually it's around like maybe 2 to 5, so it is going to take a while to record that. But that video I'm definitely working on. I'm actually going to be working on that after I finish this one right here, because I do want to have that video out at least by the end of this week, you know, before the Class 313 comes out. Talking about the Class 313, I actually watched the preview stream on Friday. Well, not on Friday, I watched it the day after, since I was busy on Friday. However, looking at that preview stream, it was interesting, to say the least. You know, I don't really have much of an issue with the way the Class 313 is modeled. I think it's a pretty nice train, you know. But the sounds, it's always the sounds when it comes down to DTG trains. You know, they model it pretty well. You know, there are some things that I think they can improve on when modeling trains. And there's one thing that I think Rivet does better, and it's this: the windows. I never thought I'd be complaining about windows on a train, but Rivet, you're able to kind of like slide the window down however much you like on the Rosa line stock and the 38 stock and all of that stuff. But on DTG trains, you're going to do up or down, nothing else. It's kind of annoying. I just want to have the window open like 20%. It would be good for these times when you're driving through the rain too. But what I was saying was, DTG is always good at modeling trains, you know, and I think they can do some things better. You know, I think the 465 was their best modeled train yet. It had a lot of detail in it, and a lot of the buttons were actually functional. You know, you can come up to the train and you can actually manually press, like, let's say this is a door open button, you would be able to press that and you can see the button actually go in, and it has an animation for all of that, you know. Whereas on some of these trains, you know, you press the door open button. Actually, when we stop at Gatwick, I'll show all of you. Well, you press the door open button on the back of the train or one of the passenger doors, you know, you don't really get that animation. You just get the animation of the door opening and not the button press or anything like that. And there's some inconsistencies with the way they model trains as per, you know, details, like fine-tuned details like that. But I think they model the trains pretty nicely. but there's always an issue with the sounds, and it might not be the way the sounds were recorded, but the way they were mixed and put into the game, you know, and the way they pop up at certain moments. You know, I think that the class 377 and 387 sound amazing on this route, but there's certain sounds that just aren't mixed properly that make it sound pretty weird, you know, and there's certain sounds that's just completely missing altogether, like track noise. You know, you don't really hear track noise too much when on the regular route. You know, you just hear track noise when going over points, and the reality is that not all rail in the UK is continuously ground. A lot of it is jointed rail, and you don't really get that same satisfying click sound like you just heard back there when going over those points. You don't get that satisfying click sound all of the time, you know. So that is pretty much of a bummer. Is that a Southern service? That's cool. Now this is the racing I was talking about. Looks like we're gonna be racing this train coming up here. Try and increase the speed a little bit. Oh, guess not. We are coming up on a speed reduction. I wonder if it's gonna get the same speed reduction. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, he's making a pretty hard brake application. And I believe we're coming up on East Croydon up here. He might actually be making a stop at East Croydon. Yep, he's making a stop. That horn sounds weird. I don't like it. Yeah, he's making a stop here at Gatwick. I mean, East Croydon. But yeah, with the 313, I just have an issue with the sounds. You know, I feel like the train sounds are a little, not even a little, way too loud. You know, they drown out the actual traction motor sounds. And the track noise is pretty nice. I don't really have much of an issue with the track noise, honestly. East Coastway is one of the routes in the game that I can say has very, very good track noise, and I can say the same about Isle of Wight. Maybe not the 483, but if you were to put maybe like an LIRR M3 or an East Coastway train onto the Isle of Wight, you can hear how good the track noise is on that route, because it's jointed rail, just like on East Coastway. That's why you hear the track noise with the 313 so much. But everything else just sounds pretty weird. I'm not sure if the 313 has the same traction motor sounds as the 314. I assume so, being that they are in the same family of trains, but you can never be sure. Trains can have different traction motor sounds even though they're in the same family, and an example of that, I guess, can come from New York City. You know, the R142 and the 142A have drastically different traction motor noises. But off of that, we're not talking about New York City here. The 313 looks like a good train, but the sounds are definitely an aspect that needs to be improved. And I've seen some people from the southern region of England that have said that the train's just missing complete sounds altogether, you know. Apparently when the doors open, there's a chime when the doors open, kind of like when one of these trains open, you hear the constant beeping. DTG apparently forgot that on the 313, and that's a big part of the immersion that you're basically missing out on, because that's a whole sound that you would hear in real life that's just completely void from the game. And we can't have mistakes like that popping up, because it kind of takes the player out of the realism and immersion, you know. It kind of makes them focus on the fact that they're just playing a game, a simulation of what should be happening in real life, instead of actually making them feel like they're a real train operator operating this train on that exact route, you know. And that's one thing that TSW, I constantly say it, TSW fails to have players really feel that realism and immersion of being an actual train driver. But other than that, the 313 looks well modeled, and I'm happy it's getting released after over a year of being in development, you know. It's definitely a highly anticipated train. Maybe not as much as the 465, but it's definitely highly anticipated, you know. A lot of people are looking forward to it. Not sure if I'll be picking it up and making videos on it, Most likely I will, but I'm still trying to figure that out at the moment. Haven't really bought any of the recent loco add-ons for TSW. You know, they haven't really looked too interesting for me to purchase, and that's coming from me, who has bought almost every TSW route at this point, and almost every loco add-on. You know, and to say that one of them just doesn't look as enticing enough to force me to purchase it, you know, it shows the level of quality of those trains. You know, 38 stock, the sounds are horrible. It's really just the sounds with those two units, the 187 and the 38 stock. They're so lackluster and outright horrible that people don't want to buy them. Looks like we're coming up on a switch right here. Gonna put the train back into notch 4. Let's accelerate again. It would have been cool to see some other types of trains on this route instead of Electro Stars, you know. It is set in the modern day, so we are missing just one type of train, and that would be the Thameslink Class 700, and we all know the issues that's going on with the Thameslink train, so I'm not really going to be talking about it too much. However, there's other things that could have been added for this route, you know. The Class 319 for Thameslink in the past, the 377, the 387/1, I believe. The 442s for the Gatwick Express. A lot of stuff, you know. Could have just added to the variety and diversity that you see on this route. I know I haven't really talked about anything that's new that's coming to TSW, or any real TSW news, and I know, like, in the recent months or whatever, I've kind of become the person to go to for TSW news and stuff, and I just haven't really found it too interesting, to be completely honest, to make videos on. You know, I seen that the new German route was announced, and I looked at it and I was like, nice. I don't know what you expected. You wasn't getting a video out of me on that one. I didn't find it too interesting to make a video. I just looked at it and I was like, another German route. No electric multiple units. Bye. For me, what makes a German route enticing is electric multiple units. I love the 423s. And the 422s aren't bad, the 425s aren't bad, but the 423s, is something about the sound. The traction motors on that train just remind me so much of the R143 and 142A in New York. Is that our signal? Yes, it is. There's the adverse signal I was looking for. I'm just gonna start slowing down now. Next signal is in about 7/10 of a mile. I'll just coast from here. So those of you who don't know what I'm doing, people call this riding or following the yellows. I'm not really sure which term to use. I say following the yellows because pause. But basically this means when you see a yellow signal, do not continue to accelerate. You kind of like slow down to continue getting yellows instead of moving so fast that you come up on a red. So ideally, you should continue to see either a double yellow or a single yellow. But I was going too fast here, which is why that one was a single yellow after a double yellow, which means the next one is a red. The idea is to keep at a constant low speed to kind of follow the yellow signals instead of getting tripped up at a red one. And it's just a technique to maintain your speed and avoid you having to stop and then accelerate from a slow speed again. It's just a trick I learned from some operators in the UK. So we're gonna slow down to about 30 or 35 here, coming around the curve. See, that one is yellow. That means we was going a little too fast. Well, that one is a red actually. So at this point, I'm just gonna keep the brakes on. and let the train pull up to the signal. Now, hopefully, the signal will change to a yellow or a green. Oh, there we go. Yellow. See? And that's what following the yellows is. Hold up. It's not raining anymore. That's cool. I ain't even noticed that. Okay, so they wasn't joking around about dynamic weather. Wow. I didn't even notice the rain stopped. Had me wondering why the windshield was so clean. So coming around this curve here, there should be a signal at the end of the platform. And judging how that one was a single yellow, this one is a red right here. So we're gonna come into the station slowly. Yellow, there we go. And we're just gonna stay like this the whole way until we finally get a green signal. But it's just a technique that I encourage all of you to follow. You know, it helps you maintain your speed instead of getting tripped up and fully stopping at a signal only to go again, you know. Because the procedure for stopping at a signal, if you don't know, you stop, you turn on the DRA, break into, I believe, notch level 1, you wait. And you gotta do that in reverse in order to move from a red signal. So obviously, it would be more beneficial to continue moving instead of having to stop. So that's what we're gonna do here. But going back to that German route, the BR612 looks interesting. It is a DMU, which means diesel multiple unit, for those of you who do not know. So basically think the BR101, the BR class 101 in, I believe the Tees Valley line or whatever. Think a train like that maybe, to be similar to it. And there we go, green signal. Now we're gonna accelerate fully up to the 80 limit. But the BR612 looks interesting. We're finally getting a diesel German train, so that's I guess a good part of the route. But it's another route branching out of Dresden, and honestly I feel like the route is kind of unnecessary if it doesn't fully connect with the Dresden route, you know. If it were to connect with the Dresden route as maybe a route extension or a route add-on, like it's its own separate route, but if you have the two routes, it'll link together. If it does that, then I think it's a great route for the game. But if it doesn't, it seems like a waste of development time. And honestly, the next German route that I hope will come out, I thought they was going to continue following after the rush hour kind of theme. I thought the next route that was German to come out would be Berlin S-Bahn. Something with a real electric multiple unit S-Bahn, you know? The Hamburg S-Bahn would have been amazing. Berlin S-Bahn would have been amazing. Maybe more of the Munich S-Bahn would have been real cool. Frankfurt, the Rhine-Main, maybe something with a clone S-Bahn, which is called Rhine-Ruhr. I believe it's the Rhine-Ruhr S-Bahn with its own subsidiary brand of clone S-Bahn, which is what you see on the SKA route with the S12 and I believe the S19 trains, which is actually run by the 423 in real life instead of the 422 in the game. Oh god, that is a 30 limit. Yep, we're gonna be overspeeding right up here. It shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, we're good. I bet somebody spilled their coffee in the passenger area back there. Sorry, sir. Wow, empty train. Who would have thought? I always heard that people would rather take Southern than Gatwick Express, but this is it to another level. Wow. We're basically running an empty stock move. Wow. No one in the first 4 cars. Is that green? Yep. Wow, we have no passengers. Oh, only 1 passenger. Should give him a discount for that. Oh, 2. His buddy's on the train as well. About 5 miles out from Gatwick here. Making a pretty good time. we're coming up on more green, so we're good. I'm really interested in seeing where DTG goes, though, with upcoming routes in the game, you know. It seems like they release 3 good routes in a row, and then they go back to mediocre routes that barely anyone will purchase. And I'm not trying to hate on any of, like, the German routes or anything. Obviously, I love the German routes. Hauptstrasse Munich to Augsburg is still one of my favorite routes in the game. It's probably second favorite right now, behind London Commuter right here. But it does seem like they go from 3 excellent routes that a lot of people love to 3 routes that's just underwhelming. You know, we have what's the route? West Cornwall Local, which we know was developed by Rivet, but still, it does fall into the category of underwhelming. We have the new German route that's coming out, and I haven't really seen much of it, so I can't really make too much of a judgment on it, but seems underwhelming at this point. Let's see. We have Horseshoe Curve, which has a bit of potential, you know, depending on if they include Amtrak or not. But still, a bit underwhelming, you know. 2 more American freight routes when we could have an American passenger route with New Jersey Transit, BART, or the LA Metro. But I'm definitely interested in seeing where they go with more UK routes. I would love to see, and I know a lot of people is going to disagree with me on this one, but I would love to see more Electro Stars. Yeah, I can already see the 1,000 hate comments in the section below. We have enough southern routes in the game. To you, sir? No, we do not. Can't stand a lot of the TSW community, you know. You suggest a route that you like, that you think a lot of other people is gonna like, and 3,000 people in your comment section. No, we don't need another one of those. We have too many. Shut up. Go suggest your own route. That's how I feel every time I upload a suggestion video. Upload a London Underground video. I already know I'm gonna get 10 comments saying, "It's automated though." You, do your research. Like, Jesus. The TSW community is extremely difficult to work around, and I feel bad for the developers sometimes. You know, I know sometimes I give them my own critique videos, and I'm not gonna stop. You create a horrible product, I'm going to talk about it like it's horrible. But I really do feel bad for the developers sometimes with just some of the stuff the community says. It's like, bro, do you really need to go overboard? It's a train game. Calm yourself. Over here wanting to put their heads on pitchforks and stuff. But continuing about the Electro Star thing, I would like to see more Electro Stars in the game. Maybe not the current ones we have. Now, hear me out. I'm talking about the Class 378 from London Overground. I'd love to see that in the game. I've always been talking about a London Overground route. I'd love to see the East London line with the 710s and the 378s. Or another route with the 387s. I think we've had enough of the 375 and 377s in the game. So obviously I'm talking about a new Electro Star. Like 378, maybe more for the 387. My next suggestion video is actually C2C, and I'm going to be talking about the 387 with that route. So be on the lookout for that. It should be releasing this week or early next week at the latest. But here we are coming into Gatwick Airport. We got a red signal at the end of the platform. You know, I expected more of a delay, honestly. But I'm happy we made it on time. Oh, there we go. Planes. Alright. DRA on. This is Gatwick Airport. Change here for GWR services to Reading and Red Hill. Change here for Southern services to Brighton and London Victoria. And change here for Thameslink services to everywhere. This is the last stop on this train. Thank you for riding with Gatwick Express. please step off of my train. It would be gladly appreciated. You, the 2 people in the back of the train, I know you're still in there. Nope, plane. What was that, JetBlue? United? Pretty empty here, you know. It's a major airport in the UK. I see about 10 people on the platform. Not realistic, DTG. Stand clear to close the doors, please. Alright, close that. Oh wow, I locked myself out of my own train. Alright, close this. Close. Close. Thank you. Door being non-compliant. Love how they told me to shut down the train just to leave it. Couldn't the next operator shut down the train for me? You know what? If they want me to shut down the train, I'll shut down the whole train. Close the window. Turn the light off. All of that should be good. Yep. Thank you. Hopefully the quarry lines won't remain closed for too long and normal service can be resumed. Let's see how you did. But first, I would like a screenshot. So get off of my screen. That's the whole point of a screenshot. Thank you. Okay. End of that scenario, Quarry Line Quandary. Of course, we get a gold medal. They should never give me anything else. If I see another silver medal in my experience playing DTG games, we're gonna have an issue. Drove 26 miles, took 34 minutes. Pretty good. We arrived 2 minutes early as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Be sure to check out my Discord server. It's gonna be the link in the description below. Some link, it's like number 6 or 2, something down there. Also, become a channel member if you'd like to support me even further, so you could get more videos like these where we just talk while driving a train. Pretty self-explanatory. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. Be on the lookout for that Brighton Mainline Points of Interest video. It should be coming out in the next few days. Thank you for watching.